Alright then, let's kick in. Summer holidays are upon us. Everyone is making plans, and if you haven't got yours chalked out just yet, don't worry, TBC is here. As temperatures rise, it's time to dive into the hottest holiday trends for 2024.
So is it going to be serene hill stations for you, or sun-soaked beaches, eco-friendly getaways, or offbeat destinations? Wellness retreats, or maybe a quiet getaway for you and your family? What are the most popular destinations?
In India and around, the options are really plenty. Whatever gets your goat, really. So in this segment, we get you, how is India traveling? Where is India traveling? And with a particular focus, let's start with Gen Z.
Gen Z, remember, is anyone who was born after 1997. They recently became adults post-pandemic, and this data is throwing up some very, very interesting travel trends. So we'll share some of them with you. You can see them right now. 1 in 2 Gen Z spend their first paycheck on a holiday abroad without family. That's very, very interesting. 2 in 3 Gen Z are diligently saving for travel, and only 1 in 5 utilize the buy now, pay later model, which means they're all financially, fiscally getting smarter.
Yeah, and independent as well, to be traveling after their paychecks. What else is happening with Gen Z? Well, they're thriving on experiencing and sort of experiences which are grand spectacles. What we mean by that is they're jetting off overseas to experience concerts, sports events, cultural experiences. Food is said to be an integral part of their travel experience as well for Gen Z. Some of them traveling long distances only to get to their favorite one restaurant that they've seen online. But when it comes to destinations, and this is the fascinating bit, Gen Z wants to go to Europe, 40% of them, 21% of them to UK alone. To Southeast Asia, just to 12%. Domestically, the number is just 9%.
So what about the rest? That remains a very interesting question. What's making waves this summer for 2024? We spoke to some influencers, so we asked them these same questions we're just bringing you right now. You know, people who travel for a living, we wanted to ask them what their recommendations are across the entire country. Just take a look. This is what they said.
Wherever I have traveled to, I have left a piece of my heart. So I don't know, but still, since you have asked, so I think first would be Wellington. I don't know, many people aren't even aware of where Wellington is, and whenever they hear the word Wellington, they associate it with New Zealand. But Wellington is our very own place. It's near Ooty. It's a defense cantonment. And Kotagiri, Kunnur is the place otherwise. And what a gorgeous place. So again, when I went to Northeast, it was a different world. I couldn't believe my eyes that, you know, such a beauty is there. And Northeast, I would say Assam. I'm in Assam. Go to Assam. Go to Arunachal. In Arunachal, Manchukia is the place. Zero is the place. Go there and you would be just, you know, surprised and shocked that, wow, is this India? Beautiful, gorgeous, and you will be in real bliss once you reach there. And another one, I would say Ladakh. Ladakh needs no introduction. So the blue, you know, clear blue saturated skies, and the rocky, massive rocky mountains. The contrast is quite prominent there, and it grows onto you. It's again a different world, and something which will always remain very close to my heart, because we did road tripping from Delhi to Ladakh, and it was about a fortnight that we spent there, and what a beauty.
The travel trip for Gen Z will be try to explore that heritage of India. There are a lot of places in South India, like in Karnataka, even in Kerala and everywhere, Tamil Nadu. Try to explore that heritage of India. Those are not the things which you have experienced. You have experienced the pubs, the bar, everywhere. You have experienced the beaches, but try to understand the India's traditional places. There are multiple places here in India which you can explore. So that will be my travel trip for them. not to mainstream because everything is commercialized here in Bangalore. Most of the people have it. But there are a lot of places like Nandi Hill. There is one Jain temple which is so beautiful that if you go on the top of that, you will see the whole area and you will feel so relaxed. There is a lake beside that. I'll definitely want everyone to go and experience, and also definitely not to forget the food. Do try it over here.
All right then, so those are some of the recommendations from people who do this for a living, right? So clearly you got to take them seriously. We're talking about domestic locations. The biggest question when planning a holiday is, where will we stay? How is India answering this question? Will the travel industry, which is booming post-pandemic, get it? And well, we've got a guest for on that note in our studios today. We're joined by Devendra from SaffronStays. Good morning, Devendra. Thanks so much for being with us. Domestic travel has clearly picked up. It's a major trend as well. But do you see people picking particular locations or experiences? What are you seeing as a trend here?
I think offbeat destinations is definitely one of the biggest trends that we are noticing. So at SaffronStays, we usually place our villas or our homestays or our luxury homes not necessarily in the main cities. Like even if it's Shimla, it would be in Shelapani, it would be in Narkanda, it would not be in Shimla. Or if it's, for example, on the way to Manali, then you take a detour and get into the Great Himalayan National Park and stay in Tirthan Valley. Small village called Guchani, but that's the gateway to Great Himalayan National Park. Or if it's Dalhousie, then you look at Chamba, and we have a house we just launched yesterday. You know, the access to that house is through a speedboat. There's no other way.
Wow.
And there's just nothing around. So those are the kind of offbeat locations. So if you go to South India, you look at beaches like Hejmadi, you look at beaches like Gokarna, and people are ditching the mainstream destinations, and they're saying, let's go to these offbeat places, because anyway our children are going to grow up, go out of the country. Let us show them the country. Let us show India what it is really known for, what it is really beautiful for.
That's quite nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we all saw those long lines last year to hit the hills. You were hearing of jams that were like 4 hours long, 5 hours long. Do you think this summer we could maybe see a repeat of that?
So yes, unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of that happening, because people will take out their cars and they will drive. And nothing wrong with that, but you got to be a little smarter. Try the weekdays. Try going to destinations which are not necessarily, the mainstream Manali, Shimlas and the Nilgiris. Of course, some of the states have implemented e-passes. Get a little smarter about planning your travel. You could even fly to certain destinations, because there are a lot of these new airports which are coming across the country. The Udan scheme is working well for a lot of, so be a little smarter. Also, you got to know that the HNIs have always been smart about this. They always knew that they had to place their villas or their homes secluded, far away from the maddening crowds.
So there's already a market, is what you're saying.
There is already supply. There's already, and you have to understand, mainstream. If you look at alternative accommodation, it's no longer alternative. It's mainstream, right?
Nice.
3 years ago, 4 years ago, pre-COVID, maybe you could have called it alternative accommodation. But now, villas, homestays, vacation homes, they are all mainstream.
They are, and you're actually right about it. So few of us actually go to hotels now. We are constantly looking at experiences, which brings me to my next question. So we saw in the Gen Z trend that they clearly want experiences.
Yes.
So go to a place with a speedboat, or go attend a concert, or immerse yourself in a culture, but also exclusivity.
Yes.
Is that something which is on top of mind for general public at large?
Yeah. Privacy. I will use the word privacy, and it's privacy of you and your children not being judged. You not rushing to the buffet line, early in the morning, having to wear makeup and your clothes. You can just get into your pajamas, wake up in the morning, and have breakfast by the pool.
That's true,
right? Or you're not trashing one person's room or meeting everybody in the lobby. You have the whole house to yourself. So I think this privacy, or this this exclusivity of experience. You have the whole place. The expectation is the same amenities that exist in a resort. The expectation is the same ones are available, but in a home. So I want a wood-fired pizza oven. I want a casino table. I want a home theater. I want a private den. I want the maybe a swimming pool. I want jacuzzi. I want all of that, but only to myself. only to me and my family, only to me and my group of friends.
Right.
I don't want anybody else there.
Right, right.
Deven, you were an executive before you got into this entire industry. We never talk about the hosts. Tell us, how are Indians as guests? What's your favorite thing? Because I'm sure you get a lot of foreigners too. What's your favorite thing about Indian guests, wherever they come from?
Oh, Indian guests, actually, particularly in the summer holidays, are all about families. In fact, I have so many of my friends who call me and say, you know, Deven, this is the only time I switch off my phone and I dedicate all that time to my children, to my spouse. And this is the reality, because the rest of the year you're on business travel, you're traveling across the world for meetings, events, conferences. This is the only time when your schools are shut, your exams are over, undiluted, unrestricted, exclusive time for your family.
Yeah.
So I think Indians in this particular season are looking at longer holidays. For example, if you recall, when we were small, I was small, we used to take 2-3 weeks holidays.
Yeah.
Now that duration from 2 to 3 weeks has come down to 6 to 7 days.
It's actually true, yeah.
Yeah?
That also seems long.
That also seems long,
Yeah.
because you got to head back to your jobs or your lives. But but those long holidays are now reserved for international. But the shorter ones, the snacking as we call it, the holiday snacking, in summers particularly is 4, 5, 6 days.
Yeah.
It's not the usual long weekend traffic that happens through the year.
I agree. Also, I think a lot of people are traveling on road versus taking flights.
Yes.
Nobody wants to do that with kids anymore, but that's an interesting trend.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deven, so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Sonal. Thank you, Toya.
Thank you for those insights. Okay, now you know where you can travel to. We hope this has brought you that. But how can you travel? How should you travel? Let's bring in Shenaz Treasury. She's both an actor and now a well-established travel influencer onto the program. We wanted to ask her, because she's traveled all around the country, she's noticed some very interesting and disturbing trends. So we thought we'd bring her on to talk a little bit about it.
Hi, good morning, Shenaz. Thanks so much for joining us. Lovely to have you on TVC. You already look like in holiday mode in that hotel room. But let me start by, we've seen so many of your videos and you talk about travel habits. The one that has been most watched is the one where you speak about, how Indians travel and sometimes how they should not. Do you want to add on to that?
Actually, the way people are traveling has changed a lot, and I wouldn't say it's for the better. Okay? Yes, the travel industry is booming like never before, and I'm a travel content creator and a travel influencer. So actually, I should be saying that this is great, but it's also actually not so good for the environment, which is a dilemma that I'm actually facing right now as a travel content creator. So, but people are traveling, it's not like when we were kids where people would save up for one summer vacation and go. People make a lot of trips, especially Gen Z, through the year. They make a lot of trips in India. They want to go to Thailand, Malaysia, places around. People want to go to Dharamshala. They want to go to the cooler places in the summer, which is great. But also I would like to say that we need to put a little bit of a cap and think about slow traveling, because especially in India, places are getting choked.
Okay, so care more about the area you're traveling to. Shenaz, can you tell us what your top 3 maybe destinations are?
During the summer, definitely Kashmir, although Kashmir again is like super crowded right now. During the summer, Ladakh is beautiful. Himachal is gorgeous. Uttarakhand is lovely. But as I said, these places are choking with traffic and pollution and population, and so we really need to be conscious travelers.
Thank you, Shenaz. That's such an important message for us to put out in this entire segment. So all this talk of travel, though, it's making me crave. But we are here, we're in studio. I'm in Delhi, you're in Mumbai, but no harm reminiscing. SMK, Sonal, tell me, your top go-to place.
Oh, that's an easy one. I'm an out-and-out mountain girl, so for me, it's always Bhimtal. I go there, I detox, I keep my phone aside. And the first travel that we did with my daughter was just about 40 days was actually there. Oh, you have that on the screen as well. Yeah, so that's the first place we went, and the hills, they are just gorgeous, and you know, the trends are right. You want to ditch the popular spots and you want to find little hidden gems around them.
And speaking of mountains, even my favorite's a mountain, but it's hills and mountains actually down south. That's Vagamon. Vagamon and Kochi are right next to each other in Kerala. And in Kochi at least, these are still visuals of Vagamon that we're showing you. But 2 hours away about you have Kochi, and those are visuals from the Kochi Biennale that happens every few years. So you have to check in on the dates. It happens in Kochi. Kochi is incredible. It's a melting pot of culture. You can cycle from place to place. And they've done a beautiful job of putting Indian artists right at the forefront, especially in the Biennale, supporting local artists.
Right.
So it's really something you should check out if you're a fan of art and tourism.
Yeah, I love that you took a little trek there, Toya. That seems quite nice and fascinating. But talking about making itinerary, let's also remind our viewers who are planning a trip down south or are going to Ooty specifically. The Tamil Nadu government on Sunday actually announced the launch of a portal for registering to obtain e-pass to enter the hill stations if you're going towards Nilgiris or Kodai this summer.
The whole process can be done online, I believe. You can start May 7th if you're planning to travel to these spots, right? That's a very necessary step. But what was the thought process? Earlier we were seeing Shenaz talk a little bit more about the importance of environment, and for destinations with delicate biodiversities like these ones, e-passes allow admin to be prepared in some ways. Basically, they can predict how many people are coming in, the congestion in these spots can be reduced. This will hopefully be better for the environment. Let's take a look.
Who have not obtained e-passes, here there are revenue officials who are here trying to help people fill an e-pass. It takes less than 3 minutes for people to fill e-passes. Remember, starting 7th May, e-passes are mandatory and there are officials trying to help people. Sir, ninga e-pass fill pannittu irukingla sir? So they are traveling to Ooty, they have not obtained e-passes, and therefore there are revenue officials here trying to help those who need help. E-passes are mandatory, so there is a portal that is available for people, tourists to fill e-passes, and it takes about 3 minutes. It has details such as names of those who are traveling, how many days they'll be there, and also in terms of the vehicle number, whether it's a two-wheeler, a four-wheeler, a minivan, all of them would require e-passes, basically to streamline the inflow of tourists and also to protect the ecology. This after the Madras High Court had in fact directed an order saying that e-passes are mandatory for people who are traveling to Ooty and Kodaikanal. So for those who have not filled e-passes, there's still time. They will be stopped here at this check post. We are at the border, and from here is where all the vehicles will go to Ooty. So here they are stopped. For those who have not applied for e-passes, there are officials from the Revenue Department who will be helping them fill e-passes. And here you have a bunch of people who are now trying to apply for an e-pass. Details such as vehicle name, number of travelers, number of days they will be staying in Ooty. All these are some of the details that will be asked while one is filling an e-pass. So these are some of the visuals that we bring to you where people are filling e-passes. And for those who have already filled an e-pass, just about a kilometer from here, they will have to show the passes. So this is you know, the site that you can see at the border where e-passes are mandatory, and for those who need help to fill these e-passes, there are officials here deployed, and they are now filling e-passes.
We were very conscious that this particular pass should not create a confusion or a furor among the public. So we made it very simple and we asked for very basic details, and I'm glad it is successful from your version. And second thing is, yes, yesterday I had to go through the checkposts, but not all the 13. I went to some 4 or 5 checkposts, wherein we were sure that a large number of people will come into Nilgiri. So I went and checked all the personally all the checkposts, and people are finding it very easy to come in. But one thing I found was many were not aware that you should get an e-pass, and they were not ready with the e-pass registration. But then what happened was we had already set up a help desk there, and most of our persons were there. They were able to get their e-pass registered immediately there itself, and took hardly 2 or 3 minutes. And one positive aspect is, it's nothing like people didn't get e-pass and they were queued up for long hours. Nothing like that happened. It was a very, very short duration. Immediately it was clear and people were on their go. So I think it's really good.
All right then, and talking about that, sticking in the area, Hyderabad city is home to a number of pearl dealers, we are told, and merchants who sell a wide variety of pearls. At almost every market in the city, you will find shops selling gorgeous varieties of these pearl jewelries.
Chandanpet in Hyderabad is famous for its pearls, and if you're looking to buy jewellery in Hyderabad, in particular, you want to visit the Lad Bazaar. Our colleague Akanksha Swaroop brings you this special report from the City of Pearls. Take a look.
Hyderabad is the main trading center for pearls in India, and that is why it's little wonder why it's known as the City of Pearls. And I have in fact come over here at one of the main hubs for pearls in Hyderabad, only to show you how in fact they trade in pearls and what has been the sort of progress as far as the trade in pearls is concerned, because I'm also being told that now they don't only just get pearls which are drilled in and outside of Hyderabad, they've also started dealing in pearls that come all the way from Sri Lanka and in fact Fiji. And telling me more about it is one such shopkeepers, and that is Harish. Harish, thank you for joining in on CNN News 18. Do tell me what all kind of beautiful pearls that I'm seeing. You were telling me about freshwater pearls versus cultured pearls. How do you make the difference out, first of all?
This is cultured pearl, ma'am, man-made.
All right.
Okay, and these are freshwater. In freshwater, you'll get 5 colors, natural colors. One is pink, peach, white, grey, and black.
You were showing a test earlier. Can you do that and show me?
See, this is cultivated actually. If you scratch the pearl, whether it is cultivated, it can be peel off.
Oh,
okay?
I can see.
Okay. The real pearl is nothing but calcium, ma'am. Okay, if you scratch the pearl, only calcium powder will come out.
I can see, there's barely any residue coming out from this pearl, which is the real pearl.
This is real, madam. Again, you can clean it. There is no scratch at all.
All right, that's gorgeous. Do show me all the other pearls that you have. Are these all freshwater pearls, Harish ji, as I can see?
Yeah. This is freshwater, madam. All freshwater. See.
If I may in fact request one of the camera persons to come forward and take close-ups of all these gorgeous looking freshwater pearls. Are there any different names? Because there is a difference in color, Harish ji.
Yeah, actually madam, pearls comes 3 shapes. One is oval, right? Oval shape. One is half round.
Which is this shape? These are all ovals? This is full round, right?
That is round.
Okay.
This is flat shape, button shape.
And are these the rice ones?
Seed pearls.
Seed pearls.
Yeah. This is seed pearls. Rice pearls.
So Harish ji, tell me, where do the freshwater pearls and seawater pearls come to Hyderabad from? Where do they come from?
Freshwater, it's come from Chandanpet, and saltwater pearls you'll get it from Fiji, Sri Lanka, and Tahitian.
Okay, very interesting. Show me the ones that have come from Sri Lanka and various other parts of the world.
This one. This is from Fiji Island, Fiji, okay? This is Tahitian.
Okay.
Tahiti Island.
Okay, and does it specialize in black pearl?
Yeah, it's a very rare collection, madam. Black pearls you'll get very rare. 1,000 out of pearls you'll get 1 or 2 pieces. So this is very expensive and good quality.
Important to find out, why is Hyderabad known as the City of Pearls?
Because the Nizams likes pearls very much, madam. the all what it's called workers can be get it in only in Hyderabad, madam, not anywhere.
All right. Thank you so much for giving me so much information about all these beautiful, gorgeous looking pearls. And in fact, let me also leave you with visuals of me trying out some beautiful, gorgeous pearls over here. It's not every day that you happen to come to the city of pearls.
All right.